Is he a doctor?
No!
Is he a college grad?
No!
Have any of his statements been evaluated by the FDA?
No!
By forming a vision and acting on it with integrity, the best version of you is right around the corner of a determined, focused effort.
Yes!
Welcome to the Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Show. Transform your fitness and income with a systematic, calculated, do-or-die attitude toward living the best version of yourself. Life isn't pretty. Life isn't easy. Living like a pinball, getting bumped all over the place by unwanted circumstances, blindly ingesting vast amounts of whatever artificial foodstuffs, and having to go out to that underpaid job that you can't stand every single day. It eventually becomes unbearable. Then that's it. That's the point where you either have a nervous breakdown or you step up and make an aggressive effort to transform into the best version of you. I want you to choose the latter. Feed your brain and put out that focused effort for one measly year of your life. You've given enough of your existence to the miserable, circumstantial version of you. Make a commitment to just 1 year. Give the ideal self that you can clearly see in your mind a fighting chance to take up residence and serve you the best experiences this life can offer. For me, only being financially independent with health and vitality offered that possibility, and I went out and grabbed it aggressively. In 2 short years, I went from being 57 pounds overweight, flat broke, no savings, to earning an ample income from my online network marketing home business and living my best physique at 45. Get inspired, get ideas, and then go out and get to work chiseling out the new you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Radio Show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Today, we're going to discuss commitment and how commitment, applying it to fitness and applying it to your business, can change your life. Commitment is the cornerstone of everything we do here, absolutely everything. And it shows, people can pick up your commitment. They can pick up your commitment level in an email that you write. That is how deep the feeling, how when you make that commitment to yourself, to your future, and it comes from a point of wanting to help others, reality begins to shift for you in your favor because you made this commitment. And when I first started CTFO, as I mentioned in the intro, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision where enough was enough with the way I was feeling. I had gone 4 whole years without setting foot in a gym. And that's not, that's not my history. That's not my past. I used to be a trainer years ago, and then also I studied nutrition on my own. I never went to college. I dropped out of high school and got my GED, and I did that in 11th grade. And I did take a lot of little individual courses, weekend courses, little sales seminars here and there, and that's really the limit of my education until I did something in my mid-40s that I thought I would never do. After just being burned out with network marketing, burning out my network, and just getting bruised up and battered out there, because it's difficult. Being out there in the network marketing arena, not just network marketing, just the home business arena in general. It doesn't have to be network marketing. It can be running any type of home business. It's very... The thing about it is that no one is on you. That's the difference. You have to develop this mentality where no one is going to come and shake you out of bed and say, hey, you better get up, man. You got to go post those ads today. Go get in front of the computer and you got to watch those tutorial videos because you got a whole bunch of programming to do. No one is going to tell you to do any of that stuff. No one's going to say, hey, you haven't referred anyone today to your business. You have no customers coming in. So you better go do it now. That has to come from you. And that comes from the point, when you get to that point in life where your outer circumstances have become so uncomfortable that you finally step up and you say, okay, things have to change now. And that is the point where you make that commitment to get to where you want to be in life. When I joined CTFO finally, that's when I was entering divorce at that time. We filed for divorce less than a month later. So you got to understand the level of commitment that I had to make to my future during that heavy mental state. So being broke, not having worked in 4 years, having no savings, having a marriage that's falling apart, a very toxic relationship at the core, and then I'm like, oh, just, let me just see what's here. Let me just do some stuff online, and then I come across CTFO, and I just join it, and then while I'm joining it, I'm going through all this other stuff, going to the attorneys, filing for divorce. The painful part was separating from my kids. And even so, when I joined CTFO, I remember thinking, I'm just going to commit to this. Nothing's going to stop me from, I just want to create that virally growing customer network so badly. I just want that network growing so badly. And I remember driving across the country, being separated from my kids, and talking to prospects on the phone while I'm driving. And I had to be positive. I had to share with them why I'm doing this. Because I know it's going to give me the future that I want. It's going to take me to where I want to be in life. And looking back, here's what actually happened. I was so heartbroken, and I was in so much pain for being separated from my kids at that time that I was pouring my emotions into building my business. And I wasn't letting that pain set in, and I actually experienced depression about a year later. After I put all that energy and focus, when I look back, I was like, wow, that was a blur. How did I refer so many people? And as I analyzed it, especially when I became really introspective around the holidays after my first year in CTFO, and that's when I started to really realize, oh, wow, I had put so much emotion and passion and commitment into that because I was just avoiding this, and I entered a 4-month lull. And even during these moments, the reason I go off on that little tangent there is because even when you have your eye on where you want to go, you make that commitment. I am going to get here, and I'm going to get here helping others. This is what I love about network marketing. You can only get to where you want to go by helping others and improving yourself. So I had to make that commitment first. My number one secret to success is the commitment to my health and the commitment to my fitness. That is the number one. And looking back in my life, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate when you look back, really think back to a time when you were physically active, your life was flowing, and you were lean, and you felt really good. How was the rest of your life? Now look at a point in your life where you were sedentary. You didn't do anything physically. You were just broken down. Your body felt like crap. You're probably the heaviest you've ever been because of overeating and neglect. That's living unconsciously, and you're not committing to your health. That's that pinball I was describing right there. So now imagine how the rest of your life was when you were in that state. So my life tended to always flow when I was physically active, and I knew that there's no way I could build a business. There's no way I could do it without a network marketing business, without people around me seeing improvement in me personally. And that had nothing to do with building the business. That was a whole separate thing that I had to focus on and give energy to. So what it boiled down to, what all the success boiled down to, and that's what I love about hosting these shows with you guys and bringing guests on like April and Cindy and Tim and other people, is that within these two realms of things that I did, there is enough. It's so simple. The realms are exercise and refer. These are the two things I did, guys, the two things that I committed to doing every single day for the rest of my life, not the exercise, the focusing on nutrition. I exercised 4 days a week. Psychologically, 4 days a week was most days of the week, so I chose 4. The daily aspect of the exercise and fitness was the nutrition. So exercise and nutrition and referring to CTFO. Both things are free. Both things don't cost a single thing. It just takes people making a commitment to those two things. So you're in CTFO, you're free home business, just refer. So if you refer someone every day, one person a day, you can rest at night knowing, yes, I grew my business today. I got one referral today, my business grew. And that sinks into your subconscious. Certainty. I'm speaking truth. My business grew today. And you can, and then you focus on your fitness after that. So when you focus on your nutrition and your fitness, you become a better conduit to communicate the message that you want to give. What is the message you want to give? The power of your home business, the possibility that it brings into your life. By focusing on your home business, you can live your best physique, and you can also become financially free, because the best version of you, does the best version of you answer to the man and wait for a paycheck every single week, and if he doesn't show up, he's not going to get paid? That's not the best version of you. That's not the best version of me. Best version of me to stay in bed all day long if he feels like it and not answer his phone for days at a time and is still going to collect 5 figures weekly. That's the best version of me. Now, I wouldn't do that, because to get there, I wouldn't get there if I didn't answer my phone. But the whole point I'm trying to make is that the best version of me is choosing to be stressed out with too much on my plate, overwhelmed. Oh my God, I got to do all this stuff. And Tim and Cindy have heard me go into those, little tangents. And it's by choice. I'm doing it by choice. So what I'd like to do here, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it, and I hope you can gather just a little bit more about commitment. So what I'd like to do now is we're going to play a quick message. And after this quick message, I would like to introduce April Dowling. And April just has a wonderful story of what she's gone through to get to where she is in CTFO, finally referring people and bringing in really high-quality leaders into her team. She just got organized, enrolling, and now the people she's bringing is pretty much, I know where her team is going, and it is utterly powerful, so I cannot wait for you guys to hear her story. So we'll be right back after this message.
Ready to make a positive change in the world while setting yourself up for receiving residual income? What if I told you there was no cost to sign up and no purchase necessary? CBD oil is changing lives everywhere, and we've got a solid, proven CBD MLM company to help you take advantage of it. The best part is, we're blowing up because the products sell themselves. All you need to do is focus on referrals, which you keep forever, and you get paid every week. You too can discover what it feels like to live financially independent in just 1,000 personal referrals. Sign up today.
For more information, visit 3steppers.com.
For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Radio Show. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for your time. Today we're just discussing commitment and how the role commitment plays in your success, basically your success in reaching, living the best version of your life, which takes up different components. And you have to commit to developing those aspects of what you want to succeed in. So our guest tonight is April Dowling, and April, she's inspired me tremendously, and she joined CTFO. She was a member since 2016, but she was not active, though. She just discovered it, joined it. Very similar story to Cindy Trethewey, who we have on the line here, too, listening. Can you say hi, Cindy?
Cindy? Yes, hi.
Yes, Cindy, just say hi. Okay, cool. So it mirrors her where Cindy is at. Cindy right now is a senior vice president with CTFO. April is a growing, she's not up there yet. April just started getting organized, and what I really like about April is that when she saw the light and finally made a commitment to grow her team, that is when the fruits are coming out of her efforts right now. But she's only been promoting the team for a short time, yet she's become one of the top promoters on my team in a matter of a month or two. So April, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Little backstory. April called me about a few months ago, about 4 or 5 months ago, and I just talked to so many people through my business that we talked. And when people and I train my team members this way. Whenever anyone makes you a promise or says they're going to do something, you got to take it with a grain of salt. So April was one of those calls. I appreciated what she said. She shared a little bit about herself, and and April, I want to apologize. I did forget a lot just because, again, there's so many people. Yet I really felt your your genuineness. And I remember you saying that you're going to do this. You know, I'm getting serious now. I've been learning online marketing, and I want to take CTFO seriously. I've been a member for a while now, and I was like, that's terrific. As I threw salt over my shoulder. So I left it at that, and then lo and behold, a few months later, what do I start seeing? April Dowling, almost on a daily basis in my back office for several weeks in a row. So I was like, and then next thing you know, she's bringing in really awesome, sharp people that are starting to promote also and follow her lead. So that deserves recognition. And then I talked to her again, and it was just such a powerful story when she reminded me that I just thought, wow, you have got to share what you've been through, what you've done. And, you know, it's just so wonderful. Your personality is terrific. And please share with us, where are you from? And how did you, what is your educational background, and how did you stumble upon internet marketing and ultimately CTFO?
Yes, so I was raised in Kansas in a very small town, and my whole family is, you know, blue collar. Nobody ever really went to college in my family. Nobody even started businesses, nothing like that. Everybody was very, you know, they worked jobs for their entire life, and they thought it was the right thing to do to stay at your business that you work for your entire life. You know, like if you even switch jobs, it's not good, you know, so that's how I was raised. So I wasn't even planning on going to college when I graduated. I was the only one out of my class of 30 that didn't have a scholarship. But I decided to go to college, the community college in my town, and to be an artist, to be a graphic designer. So I actually dropped out after the first year because I lost interest. I didn't have any focus or commitment, like you mentioned, commitment. I knew there was something better out there than just having a job, and I just didn't know what it was. So I went on a spree of just chasing opportunities left and right, and I never got anywhere with any of them. Within 10 years in that time period, I worked at fast food restaurants like Pizza Hut for many, you know, months. I ended up quitting and becoming homeless because I didn't have any money to pay rent. I thought that I had landed, you know, opportunities online that were going to get me rich, which was naive. I was, you know, 18. I ended up, you know, moving to Phoenix, and I actually was able, after 2 years, to get a writing job for an online writing company that was basically a content mill where they have a lot of writers who they pay little wages for, like, you know, $5, $10 an article. I thought that was a great find at that time. So I was able to, you know, pay the rent and things like that. Well, what actually happened with that was I lost that because of the Google algorithms. They switched them up and they laid off all the writers. So I had no income, and I ended up going to the library to try to make some money to pay for food. I was doing surveys. I was clicking little links for 2 cents and just a bunch of really low change things so I could pay for food. Ended up living with my parents several times. They didn't believe in anything I was doing. They said I should get a job. Ended up working back at a convenience store in a small town, which was really depressing for me. And that was after I had worked online for 2 years as a writer. So I was very depressed, thinking I had to go back to the workforce. Fortunately, I was able to get a better job in Chicago. I moved to Chicago a few years after that, and I was able to get a little bit better job. But then I had my daughter, and I wanted to do something better and have freedom, so I became a virtual assistant, and I started working from home again for business owners, making cold calls for them and helping them with getting leads. So during that time, I started learning more about internet marketing. I started really diving into like list building, and I looked for programs that would help me with residual income, because for my entire 10 years since I graduated from high school, I really wanted to earn residual income, but I didn't have any commitment to help me figure out how to earn residual income. I just kept hopping around from different programs and trying different things, but I never stayed with any of them. I just kind of gave up after a couple months. And so I just never really got anywhere with any of that. I found CTFO in 2016. I joined, but I never did anything with it because I wasn't sure, if it was worth my time. I was still searching around, and that was a mistake I made. I realized that after I spoke with Jose in 2017, I think it was, that if I would have stayed with what he told me, I would have been successful right this second. And that's the mistake I made, was I wasn't committed, and I just kept trying to find something that was better. And that was the mistake I made for many years, was just trying to find something that I thought would be getting me out of my situation faster. Because of so much poverty, I thought there was a better way out there that would, work faster. So now I'm committed to CTFO and residual income, and I'll do whatever it takes to get to that point of financial freedom where I can start living the life that I want, with art, being an artist and traveling, and that's my goal right now. So I'm trying to help as many people on my team, that are trying to build a successful business. I try to help them any way I can with tools, resources, traffic methods, lead generation. I study that every day. I'm always, watching videos on that subject and reading reviews and doing whatever I can to further my online education. So that's awesome. Pretty much it.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's fantastic. Very commendable, and I really appreciate the commitment you've made, for yourself, and you took responsibility. That in a nutshell, that's what you did. If, finally the light hit you. Do you remember the moment or the time in your life when you finally made that commitment to get organized? And what was the first thing you did? Did you go set up a website? Did you email your contacts? How did you start with your promotion of your CTFO business?
So I knew that content marketing was very, very important, because it brands you and it basically sets you up for organic traffic that will keep coming in for months and years to come. So if I get sick and I can't post ads, my website will stay up, and my videos on YouTube will stay up, and they'll keep generating leads. So that was the first step I took, was to focus a lot on the content side of it and really build up the foundation of my business, which I believe is the content side of it.
Absolutely. Cindy, you want to share a little bit about your experience with the content? And, she's spot on, right?
She's spot on, Jose, because really that's what I did. Almost her story correlates with mine in a lot of ways. I went the education route. I got an education, but when you get in the real world, you do have to apply skills, right? A sheepskin is all you get when you're done with school, but honing those skills is what we do with three-steppers. But when I broke my shoulder, I was stuck in a chair, and I was already, 57 years old, and no one was going to hire me with a broken shoulder, even though I had job skills as well. I sat in the lazy boy chair, and I set my computer up, my laptop up, on a little chair, and I put the chair in front of the chair, and I sat in the chair, and I learned how to blog out of thin air. One day the light bulb went on. I had done a little bit of research, and I had written an article or two myself. I realized I had a little bit of talent for it. It doesn't matter if you have a lot or a little. The point is, get it out there and start.
It's also the lowest cost method of promoting is using content, versus paying for advertising and, things like that. That's why I also started it, was because it's low cost. Mm-hmm.
But you started noticing that people were contacting you, so you knew it worked.
Yes, it definitely works. It's powerful.
It is.
We'll be right back after this message.
Save your money. Stop paying those ridiculous prices for energy drinks. Add a daily boost to your diet. Our Energy Blast and Focus Oral Spray is designed to help you focus throughout the day without crashing. A healthier alternative to coffee or energy drinks, our formula contains a blend of vitamins B12, A, and D to promote optimum energy. This product is made with naturally derived, high-quality ingredients and is orally absorbed for fast results. Help increase energy without annoying jitters or crash. Nutrients are absorbed orally, almost instantly. It helps provide a healthy dose of natural energy throughout the day. It's scientifically tested to be safe and effective as well. Adults spray 6 sprays into the mouth daily. For best results, spray under your tongue, hold for a few seconds, then swallow. These small pocket-sized sprays are perfect for taking with you wherever you go. Get yours today. This commercial was brought to you by 3-Steppers and the Team Train system.
For more information, visit 3steppers.com.
For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Radio Series. Yeah, that's great, guys. That's like intuition. You're looking at a facet of marketing because people. That's the other part that people tend to do is that they look at they tend to lump everything internet marketing into like one gigantic umbrella when really there's no way you're going to learn everything. You got to learn a component of network marketing, or I'm sorry, of online marketing. And you guys have learned the content creation and content management part of it, and that's fantastic. And what I learned was the flow of traffic through traffic exchanges and safe list mailers and email marketing like pay-per-click campaigns. Those are the things that I focused on through my growth process. So when I did the same thing. So I set up a blog. 60 days after I joined CTFO, I launched my very first blog, and it literally cost me $13 for the domain, and it cost me $13 to have it mapped to WordPress. And that little blog generated me over 300 personal referrals in that first 12 months. It was crazy. And then it cost me, what, $26. And here's the thing about the blog. What did it do? All it did was it gave me a little platform to be able to put my name, my phone number, and then all I did was I published 2 small articles that were just one on commitment. Commitment's always been there. Commitment's always been the number one thing. One article on commitment and oh my gosh, Abraham Lincoln. And then another one on referring fast, like why you should, when you first join CTFO, you should make a commitment to refer fast, because that's where you get the learning curve. When the phone calls come in, if you join CTFO and you're stalling yourself until you learn everything. I want to learn all about the marketing system. I'm going to study every document in the back office library. Then I'll start referring. You know, you're doing it backwards. You should start referring immediately. Start getting traffic to your site right away. Let the phone ring without you knowing the answers. That is what gets you to know the answers. And that's what I did. You know, I said the buck stops with me. Anyone wants to know anything about CTFO? Nope, you don't call the company. I'm actually going to, I started thinking I'm going to take the load off of corporate. I'm going to take all the calls on and all the support requests myself. And I knew that by doing that and just putting my phone number and my email versus the corporate number and the corporate email in those early days, that was my way of getting that flood of questions and inquiries. So I find out, and then I learn, and then I keep learning more, and I know more and more. And next thing you know, I'm a pro. I'm a pro at CTFO. It was awesome. It happened pretty quick. So Tim, can you share with us a little bit about because you education-wise, because now here it's a bunch of us dropouts schooling the educated folks. So can you just share with us a little bit about how really this is all about commitment and integrity, abundance mentality, yet you're seeing also here that even the formal education you have had, really, what role do you think it plays from a professional level? What can you apply to the stuff that we're doing here online? Do you follow me? Like it's I know your organizational skills were born from that, but what else do you think came from that other people can bring over to this activity over here, where that's not required, where this is really a passion industry to me?
Right. Basically, just from my life experiences, it's all about responsibility and just following through. And when you look at network marketing or any MLM, they all might sound really nice and everything else, but you got to think about it a little bit. It's like, how do you get your name out there? There's thousands of other people who also want their name seen and their website seen. So you got to kind of think outside the box. Well, you need tools to do that. And with an MLM, getting the tools is always a fee. Anybody that's been in MLM in the past has known that, there's a fee here or a fee there. next thing you know, it's like, am I ever going to make my money back from my MLM? With this system, with a three-stepper system, what's nice about it is it has all the tools that you need to be successful all in one place. And I dare anybody to find another MLM that has the same, and this is only going to get better. So I think it's going to attract leaders, and I think it's going to grow faster than any MLM industry, just because of the team spirit, I guess you could say. Working together as a team, building this whole team with power players is going to make us the winners. So I see it because of my history, I guess. I kind of know what's going on in the background, so I guess I have that I'm looking at also that some may not see.
Yeah.
But I see huge things for this, and anybody that can put a little bit of time and effort into it and be serious, this is like the ticket everybody's been looking for. So it's obvious for me to see.
That's awesome. Awesome. And April, real quick, would you mind if one of our listeners would like to connect with you in your business and work with you in CTFO, would you mind sharing your web address with our listeners, please?
Yes, it's retirewithctfo.com.
Awesome. So guys, visit retirewithctfo.com if you'd like to learn a little bit more about April and you'd like to possibly work with her in our home business. She's a great leader. She provides awesome tools, and she'll be there for you. And, anytime you need, and also because she's on our team, not only will you be working with April, you also have us. Us here on the call, Tim, myself, and April. So if you're thinking about starting a home business, retirewithctfo.com, just go there and check it out. Okay, ever since you got organized, what have you? I know you just earned your first paycheck with CTFO. Because you really just started generating customers, because this is when you got organized. What have you noticed different in your, like your workload online? Ever since you honed in and you got rid of all the unnecessary clutter, and you started to focus your energy on just building CTFO. Like, how has that changed your perspective of online marketing? I ask that because when I did it, it really gave me not only a clear path, like it really made my communication much more solid, like my conviction and everything, because I now knew clearly exactly what I wanted to do. So when it came to your rapport and your relationships with your contacts, I'm sure you had a list building, during this time, because your trial and error, you do build a small list as you go. Like, how did it change your interactions with your contacts?
So I really hadn't started building a list until I made my blog, Retire with CTFO. So I literally started from scratch. I did go through and contact the previous people that I had referred into CTFO, but it did help me to really, stay on the path and just, remind myself what I need to do to get to my goals. And, the more people I started referring them, the easier it got for me to keep doing it every day, because it takes, having to see the results before you keep continuing sometimes. It just really helps to validate that you're doing the right thing when you see results. So that was the biggest thing for me, was seeing the results, seeing those emails that say, congratulations, you just, personally sponsored a new member. Seeing those emails was all it took for me to keep going on every day, because I knew that potentially that could, equal me earning money with the business, was each person could potentially buy a product. So, it was just seeing those people come in and that knowing that I could build a relationship and that those people could be in my downline and grow the business for me. So it was just those emails and seeing those every day.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, that's my video game. My friends they're playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and stuff, and my game was, just start that surfing and sending out those emails and earn those clicks, and then I scored when I got those emails of someone joining my home business. And just by focusing on that and then setting a small goal. So personally, I always strove for 5. I wanted 5 personally enrolled every 24 hours. And most days of the week, or most days I failed, because my average ended up being, up until I had my first 5-figure income month, my average was only 1.2 something people per day was the average. 1,000 people in 740 days. And that's when I had my first 5-figure income month. So, and you know, when you work out those numbers, those are doable. You know, you're blowing by those numbers, and it's when you really focus. Again, when you commit and you get validation that you're on the right track, the universe works in your favor. You know, and are you noticing that too? That also, April, in a way, like you're noticing that by really focusing on just CTFO, you're really, I mean, you're bringing in some really pretty sharp people. It's awesome to watch.
Yes, but it really boils down to what you focus on. You know, energy goes where your focus is. I think that's how it goes. So yes, what you focus on, you'll start to notice results in that area, whether it's good or bad. I mean, if you start to focus negatively on something, you'll start to see negative results on that certain thing. So yes, I mean, that's why it's important to keep positive. When you're doing your marketing every day, I try to stay positive and think about what's the best that could happen, you know, and not focus on the negative. Like, what if I don't get any results today? What if I don't get any sign-ups at all? What if I'm just wasting my time? Because sometimes those thoughts will come into your head, you know, when you're surfing in traffic exchanges or posting a blog. You know, you might think, what if nobody even sees this blog that I spent 2 hours writing? So I try to stay positive when I'm doing my marketing, thinking that, you know, maybe this will reach a lot of people and really change somebody's life that reads this article that I just posted.
Yeah, that's terrific. Excellent outlook. Yeah, and that falls right in line with visualization, which I'm really big on. And I remember when I joined CTFO, I just wanted to look like a superhero and make $1 million a year. And that's what I saw. Like, that was the vision. And then when we start to weed the process, so I see the goal and I see it, and it's ahead of me, and it's shiny, and it's big, and the hill is up there, and I see it's beautiful, that's where I want to be. But to get there, all I see is a whole bunch of overgrowth, a whole bunch of thorns and all this stuff, and I just have a dull machete in my hand. So now I just got to go out there. All right, well, time to just carve it out, because I don't have a framework. I don't have a clear path to get to that goal. So I have to create that. And if I want people to follow me, you know, people are all here. They need this path. They need it too. I need it. No one's guiding it for me, or they're not doing it in the way that I see is the most efficient for me to be able to apply it and then inspire others. So let me go out there. Give me that machete, sharpen it up. All right, let's go. And I start carving out the path. I start studying the information on nutrition. One of my things that I did was, focusing on nutrition is boring. It's dull. I don't like to do it. But I wanted to eat better. So how did I do it? Effortlessly. I sat down at Netflix, and I put on the documentaries that had to do with nutrition, about food, any of those documentaries that reveal about the food industry. They reveal however it happens. There's no order. You have to watch them in. I made a commitment, that little thing that comes up. I made a commitment to watch one documentary every single week, regardless of how I felt that day, however I felt about watching that documentary. If I didn't feel like it, did not matter. I still had to just turn it on, put it on until I got through it. That was just my prerequisite for my business. I just knew I had to do that. I just had to do that. So as I'm watching these wonderful documentaries, and some of them will put me right to sleep. Within 10 minutes, I'm sitting there, and they're just going over some data about food in the industry. I just fall asleep. Then just turn it back on, put it back on again. The next day, the next night, put it back on again. When you're taking a break, put it on again. Just make that commitment to get through one a week. By the 5th week, you got to understand a little background, too. I'm Puerto Rican. Me encanta el pernil. Like, I love I used to love just pork. Like, I ate a lot of pork and a lot of empanadas and a lot of beef and all that stuff. I grew up with it. Grew up with chicken and eating a lot of chicken, raising chickens, I should have said. So I was a big meat eater all the way up until 44, until this moment when I made that decision that I want to eat better, and I started watching these documentaries. I was a big meat eater. And then around the 5th week, I noticed I was subconsciously I started skipping meals that had no animal products in them. And I'm like, because I wasn't focusing on that, really. Kept watching documentaries. Then around the 7th or 8th week, I noticed I went one whole day without eating any meat whatsoever. And I know that sounds, right now that's like a piece of cake. But back then, for me to go that long or one day without having, it was a smaller meal because I was losing weight, I was getting in shape. So, but I skipped having like a chicken sandwich. I skipped having like a can of tuna with a little bit of rice and a little bit of veggies. Like, they were sensible meals, but they contained animal products almost every single meal. And that's just what I was raised on, and that's who I was. And then when I recognized that I just went one day without eating any meat, then I chose to go another day. And it was actually easy. And then I looked at my stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make a conscious decision now. I'm not going to eat any red meat whatsoever. And that's when I made that first decision to not eat any red meat, but I was still eating chicken, turkey, and fish. So the missing one day of meat led to me eliminating red meat. Red meat includes red meat, pork, ham, lamb, any of those meats. So only chicken, turkey, or fish. And then after that, after about 6 months of no red meat, then I eliminated all the chicken and turkey, and then I was only down to fish. And then another like 2 months of fish, only because I had about 48 cans of tuna that I had gotten for one of my first natural bodybuilding competitions that I did. And I didn't even want them at that point, but I was like, you know what, it's pointless to throw this away. I ate it all my life. What's another, month? So, and that was it. And now it's been 2 years since I've had any meat whatsoever, and I have plenty of protein in my body, and I learned how to do it through plant sources because I understand that is more efficient for my body to process and rebuild the muscle versus giving it animal tissue. Animal tissue is much heavier on the system. When the system saves energy, it naturally goes into healing itself. And healing itself, it balances itself, getting rid of what it doesn't need. And that's how you do it effortlessly, or that's how I did it without thinking about it too hard. And now I'm a vegetarian, and I find it so easy to stay away from meat, even when it's around me, cooking, or my friends eating it. It's just zero enticement because your palate does change. So April, what is your like in high school? Did you ever do any sports or any physical activities?
No, actually, I was raised in a very strict religion. I was not allowed to do any kind of after-school activities or like plays or sports or anything like that. So no, unfortunately, I didn't. Wow,
that's interesting. And you went through that. You had a childhood like that, and you're here, you're open-minded, building a home business in the hemp industry. Mm-hmm. Like that's a big 180 right there.
Yeah.
And how did your family feel about CTFO with them having a deeply religious background?
So they are no longer in the religion, but I'm not really in contact with my family lately. Just don't really have any really relationship with them. So they don't really know what I'm doing as far as building a business.
Okay.
They were more, they really wanted me to have a stable job, just like my father and his dad and so forth. So they never were really interested in my online goals to make money, online.
Yeah. Wow. Well, they're going to be really, really proud of you. I know I am, and I just really started to get to know you recently, and I understand the struggle. I understand what you've been through. Cindy understands it. Tim understands it. So you're definitely on a really good team. So what we're going to do here, guys, real quick, I'm going to play a quick message, and then we'll be right back with a Super 7-Man show.
Save your money. Stop paying those ridiculous prices for energy drinks. Add a daily boost to your diet. Our Energy Blast and Focus Oral Spray is designed to help you focus throughout the day without crashing. A healthier alternative to coffee or energy drinks, our formula contains a blend of vitamins B12, A, and D to promote optimum energy. This product is made with naturally derived, high-quality ingredients and is orally absorbed for fast results. Help increase energy without annoying jitters or crash. Nutrients are absorbed orally, almost instantly. It helps provide a healthy dose of natural energy throughout the day. It's scientifically tested to be safe and effective as well. Adults spray 6 sprays into the mouth daily. For best results, spray under your tongue, hold for a few seconds, then swallow. These small pocket-sized sprays are perfect for taking with you wherever you go. Get yours today. This commercial was brought to you by 3-Steppers and the Team Train system.
For more information, visit 3steppers.com.
Today we're discussing commitment and how commitment plays a role in your success, both in fitness and in your home business. And this is a very informal, relaxed conversation that we're having with our special guest, April Dowling. And April is someone who made a commitment to make a change in her life. And after bouncing around many different opportunities and going after the next shiny thing, looking for, many different, whatever, all of us have been through that phase. She finally made a commitment to CTFO and got organized. And now her team is just growing. It's awesome. It's exploding. I know exactly where it's going. So April, when I first started, I did 100 referrals in 5 weeks, and I collected just under $300 in commissions in that 5 weeks, and that's what showed me that the system worked. So the fact that you are building your business in a very same fashion. Because when I first started, I didn't have the money. I didn't have a job, so I did not. When I had a little money, I had to make a decision: do I buy product or do I buy marketing? And I did. I was in a very similar situation that you were in, where I chose marketing, and I told people that I was doing that I didn't buy products, so I don't expect them to buy products. So how do you, when you bring someone in, and if you have little experience with the product, how do you guide that person or welcome them?
Yes, so I basically welcome them by explaining the opportunity and the potential, and I don't push product purchasing. I don't try to do that. I don't even really mention, you should buy a product. I tell them the potential of, if they do want to order the product, to position themselves to earn the maximum with the pay plan. But I like to just talk more about marketing, because I feel like that's the biggest component, of building your business, is you have to understand lead generation, marketing, promoting, because that's the lifeblood of your whole business right there. So a lot of people tell me that their sponsors aren't showing them how to market. They might tell them, go on Facebook and join a group and just post. But I try to really, treat people as if I'm in that situation that they're in, just starting out, what would I want to know at that point? Obviously, how to market, how to start getting people into my downline. So I try to show them the exact ways I market, through content marketing strategies, video, blogging, traffic exchanges, just all the different ways that I put those on my website for everybody to see that, so they can start using those same exact methods that I use. So that's exactly what I'm doing to help my team, is I show them, what I do to get signups and how they can start getting signups as well.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And that has been, that's been one of the things that has set our team apart as well, is that I also help. Some leaders, again, just like you said, they just point you in one direction, but they don't give you anything else. And Tim, we can attest to this. This is the background Tim and I come from, is in the marketing background. That if we just delay our gratification and offer support and make ourselves available, that we will get rewarded in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. And Tim, can you say a little bit about the abundance mentality, Tim?
Well, it's basically, I feel that putting the tools in place is the most important part. And then once the tools are in place, then you can, as long as everybody can understand the tools, then you've got something going. When you have questions or things don't work right, or you really didn't get the information that they needed, it always causes issues. So basically the last, I would say, 6 months, 5 months at least, I've spent building a system where we have all those things in place, and we're just about ready to have our end done, that what we had to have patched up, and then, of course, to have everything in 3-steppers also at the same time. It's going to be exciting, but the biggest thing is, like she said, it's communication, and you have to have the tools for your members. If you don't have the tools, they're going to be lost.
In the past 5 years, I've started so many blogs, and then I ended up quitting them because I got distracted with a new topic. I would find new topics, and then I would start another blog. You know, I was a total mess for a long time.
Oh, wow. So you're really a seasoned pro at it now because you've kind of been around the block with that. Oh, wow. That's exciting. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, but
I really would like to spend some really quality time with you, teaching you what I know and vice versa.
Retire with CTFO is very impressive, April. Excellent work on that. Kudos on that.
I agree.
Thank you. It wasn't until I started learning keyword research that I actually started really, it started picking up. I started researching keywords and how if you use certain keywords, it's going to get found in Google search, So I started thinking, if I can somehow make it where when people type up on Google, CTFO, whatever the keyword is, then my blog might, show up, and then I can get traffic to my blog. So that was my goal, was to keep putting up content that had keywords that people are looking for in CTF, related to CTFO.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and that's how people found you, and you're definitely going out there, and you're definitely making a splash within your area too. You're pulling people around you, so great work.
Dedication. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now on the marketing
end, by the way.
Yeah. So on the marketing end, April. So what about? Because you have all this great content, do you have a linking strategy as well? Because it seems like you have so much content that you're ripe for a good linking campaign to your site.
You said a lead campaign?
No, linking, like writing guest articles that other people post with a link to your site. And
guest posting.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's a correct term, guest posting. So the full articles, like really, that's kind of something I want to do. I'm actually going to do here when I turn in a handful of these shows, ready to edited and cleaned up, and then they add their little flair to them. The production company does. I'm going to start doing. I'm going to be a guest like you. I could have you guys be guests here. I'm going to be a guest on a whole bunch of other shows, and then I'll have those recordings as well. So there's a whole bunch of other things that are coming down the pike that are going to benefit our team in the sense of. We're going to have marketing, and there's going to be more marketing pages and marketing tools that will come out of all this stuff that we're doing. And then I want to do 1 or 2 videos per month where it is the Super 7-Man show, but we're going to do it recorded with a video. And I'm going to do it here at my home office. I have some guests here live, and we're going to discuss DVD, building the business, whatever we discuss. But it's going to be a cool treat to have. And then that video will also be a video for a splash page for 3-steppers. So, there's a lot coming in the works, and more stuff after that too. So, you guys have been absolutely terrific. It's been great to have you here on the call tonight. And April, as far as Retire with CTFO, if you guys listeners out there, if you guys would like to connect with April Dowling, she's a terrific sponsor in CTFO. And she has awesome tools and services, including the 3-stepper system that's exclusive to our team here and April's team as well. And if you want to check out her stuff and her work, visit retirewithctfo.com. So April, what do you think? I guess today's thing was about commitment. And if there's like one thing that you would say people should just do, what's the one thing that you should do just to get going, to really get going building their CTFO business, outside of commitment and what else?
Oh, goodness.
I can think of one, and I know Tim can think of one.
Okay, one other thing, basically is just start getting your website out there, and just start networking with people. Just start getting those free associates into your business. And don't worry about if they make purchases, or don't worry about, if they're going to buy anything. Just keep signing up new people every day.
Yep, absolutely. Consistency, that's a good one too. So commitment and consistency, and persistence. I was thinking of like a consistent persistence and consistency, doing it regularly, so you get good at it over time. And that's how I mastered this enrolling thing, this sponsoring new people thing. You know, it's crazy. I mean, I just got so good at it simply because of the Kenai principle of you're doing it so often, and you always want to try to find just a slightly better way of doing the action that you know is being conducive to your personal development.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I forgot. I was going to say something else. It just hit me.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Yes, okay. So just plant like one little seed every day, whether that be write a blog post or post a video or something small that could grow, you know, and then bring in more people to your team.
That's true, and that's pretty simple. And there are enough video networks out there.
Thank you for that.
There are enough video networks that literally you could, if you were to post one a day, just posting videos, it would take you over a year to hit, you know, all the video networks available. So if you were to do that and then do a little bit of a submission or some kind of promotion to each one, and I'm not saying that's a magic bullet. I'm just giving an example of a consistent activity. You know, so you can think to yourself, okay, well, I want to put my video on 100 different video sites. And then you just go out there and you systematically do one of those. And you say, okay, I want to do one guest forum post on 3 or 4 different forums every day. And then you just have your list of forums and you just start plowing through them, doing these little things. And that's something that we're going to be doing here on Three Steppers with the Team Train system. And Tim, while we're here and we're all together and we have some listeners on the phone, can you play on what I just described there, where it's like our team sharing system and rotating system, and this will be available. It will be available by next week, and maybe even be sooner. We're at the final stages of launching it, and basically how our team working together will generate traffic for those that are just starting out in CTFO that are more new to the system. Can you, Tim, just give a little bit of an intro to that?
Sure. I mean, a rotator is just a list where everybody that's involved and signed up to the system, the free system, basically, and follows just a couple easy steps, just shares a news story that we post on the Team Train Facebook page. We keep you on that rotation system or the list, and when that thing clicks or somebody visits, we give those people to those who are sharing. So you could be sleeping and somebody else could be sharing, and somebody might click on it, might land on your page. But it's only for those that are getting involved and continue to share these stories. And what we're using, just so everybody knows, is regular news stories. Facebook changes rules a lot. So we use news stories, and then we have our banners at the bottom of the news stories that direct people to the rotator. So it's kind of different thinking in a way, and it seems to be working pretty well. The more people we have, the better it'll work. We can go into stats and stuff, I guess, but the numbers that we've been looking at, if we can get, just a few thousand people doing this, it's just going to explode for those people who are really trying and don't have the funds. And I also would like to talk to April a little bit when I get some time, because I think we can work together, especially if we can work together helping members and three-steppers start getting more attention.
There are a lot of great things in the works that are coming, and Tim, I want to thank you for all that hard work you're doing on Team Train. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it's a team effort from everybody, and I guess I see the big picture. And, one other thing I want to say about the three-stepper system, and I know I'm not trying to not talk about Team Train or the Team Train system, but the three-stepper system, it's a great management tool. And that's another thing that, it's a great communication tool between leaders and groups to mingle and we have questions also. We always have, that's why it's nice to have Jose to call or Cindy or somebody else that we're working with, maybe April, because we all run into little issues from time to time. And to have a group of leaders that you can talk to that are going through the same things at the same time, we may be able to help each other more than what we really realize. So the whole three-stepper system is a great management tool all the way around.
Awesome. Anyway, well, thank you guys again for being here tonight. April, thank you very much for revealing yourself, a little bit about your history. And, you know, this is only going to get better, and I see where your team is going. You're doing exactly all the right things, and I know you're going to get to Executive Vice President. You know, I can see it. I can feel it. And Cindy, would you like to share any closing words real quick, too, as well? Or April, yeah, would you like to share a couple closing words, and I'll have Cindy share something?
I guess you just have to believe in the beginning. I know when you first sign up, you feel like you're at zero because you have no enrolled members, but you have to just believe that the product is right, it's free. I mean, I've looked at so many opportunities in the past literally 10 years, and there's nothing out there that is free that has the kind of potential that CTFO has. So if you just look at that, you can definitely get there by just, keeping that in mind when you promote your website. Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, I noticed that too. I was able to recognize something so powerful when I saw CTFO. It was undeniable comparing it to other stuff. It's the integrity and simplicity, the integrity of the company and the owners. That's what really attracted me as well. Cindy, would you like to share a couple of closing comments for us?
Yes, the word tenacity comes to mind. April has that 100%, and that's probably the number one key. And then what she did was she applied it to her skills that she already has, and then she perfected those skills. And when you apply a high-level skills such as these to CTFO, it will explode. And I think that she's showing the early signs of what happened to me, and I had the same exact attitude. I did love to talk about CBD oil and promote the beauty of the cannabis plant because all of my blog stories were about that. But at the same time, when somebody came on my team, I didn't focus at all on whether or not they could buy products right away because I couldn't buy products right away. So it took me about 2 months to get, organized enough and poised, and then I had the same mentality. Keep recruiting, stay, sharp every day, keep doing everything that you're doing, and then let people order when they have the funds. And people have blessed me. I was shocked at how people love this product and love this CBD. And it's exciting that we can do it together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, that's terrific. And thank you again, everyone, for listening today. Thank you to our panel here, April, Tim, and Cindy. Really appreciate you guys being here. April, you're an awesome guest to have. Excellent to get to know you. I look forward to working with you on Three Steppers, leading our teams. We're going to play. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, April. Absolutely. And, we'll do more shows in the future. Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight to the Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Series. And thank you for your time this evening.
Is he a doctor?
No!
Is he a college grad?
No!
Have any of his statements been evaluated by the FDA?
No!
By forming a vision and acting on it with integrity, the best version of you is right around the corner of a determined, focused effort.
Yes!
The Super 7-Man Aggressive Transformation Show.
Ready to make a positive change in the world while setting yourself up for receiving residual income? What if I told you there was no cost to sign up and no purchase necessary? CBD oil is changing lives everywhere, and we've got a solid, proven CBD MLM company to help you take advantage of it. The best part is, we're blowing up because the products sell themselves. All you need to do is focus on referrals, which you keep forever, and you get paid every week. You too can discover what it feels like to live financially independent in just 1,000 personal referrals. Sign up today.
For more information, visit threesteppers.com.